All right. You're listening to the Deadman's Tome podcast with your hosts, Mr. Deadman, SK, and Becky. How's it going?
Hey.
Oh, why did you wake me up? Jesus.
I know, right?
Oh, shut up. Don't even act like you've been asleep. You know I've been driving you all nuts today.
Well, in between that.
And why is that? Why is that, Becky? Why are we being driven nuts?
Well, because y'all are trying to teach my dumb butt how to use OBS.
Well, there's the problem, teaching the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's your problem.
Oh, shit.
Well, you do remember that this is the same girl that you had to tell to unmute their mic when when you tried to interview me. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that. I do recall that time.
You're just a glutton for punishment.
Yeah. I mean, I knew this was going to be a challenge. And I think once we get through it, we'll be fine, okay? I think we can do this. See, look, the plan, the future for the show, the future for it is that we're all going to be able to fire up streams with, with OBS or whatever means necessary. Be able to create our own content for the channel. That's the future. That's it. I think that will make for a better experience overall. Besides, sometimes one of us can't be here, so someone has to host. All right. So I think that kind of paints the picture for tonight's episode. So yesterday we were going to debut Real Monsters, which is a show.
Yeah.
SK was the brainchild behind it. I'm not going to steal his thunder there. But we're going to do that today. So tonight, we're going to debut Real Monsters. And I think who are we talking about today?
Fred and Rose West.
Okay. And after that, because this is going to be a loaded episode, guys. After that, we're going to go into the Deadman's Tome usual with crazy news, a shit ton of stuff. We have Jeff Bezos getting divorced, women putting wasp nests in their vajayjays, Taylor Swift endorsing Deadman's Tome, man licks doorknob for 3 hours, and only one of those isn't true. Can you guess which one? Can you guess?
They won't.
I don't know.
Because I would have guessed wrong.
Well, it definitely isn't the Taylor Swift. That is true. She just won't tell you.
That's true.
All right. I think
you and Taylor Swift.
You know what? I would react to more of her music videos, but I just can't. It's too much. It would reveal a side that I can't hide from everything. I'm a closet Taylor Swift fan.
You can't hide it from anybody because I've done told everybody.
Yeah, I don't want people to know it. I don't want to hide it from people anyway. What am I saying? Yeah, I like Taylor Swift. There you go. I said I don't have
boy bands.
And boy bands. It just happens. But I don't like Bieber though. Okay, there's still hope for me yet, right? Fuck Bieber. Justin Bieber. No.
Yeah, sure.
No, never will get Bieber fever. Fuck that kid. Fuck that guy. All right.
No, thank you.
Let's just get into it. What's going on with Fred West?
Fred and Rose West. So these were some sick fuckers. And they lived in Gloucester, England in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And they became one of the most notorious and infamous sadomasochistic serial killers in Britain, and not the most prolific, because that was Dr. Shipman, and they think he may have killed like 1,000 people, but notorious, infamous, because of a couple of things. So the investigation into this couple began in 1994, but the killing went on way back, and it included a daughter and a stepdaughter.
Oh, whoa. Like their daughter? Like their own daughters? Oh, shit.
Yeah. And one of Fred's stepdaughters from his first marriage. He killed his first wife and his stepdaughter.
Well, I mean, if you kill your wife, you don't have to worry about paying child support or alimony or anything. Maybe Jeff Bezos should have done something like that.
He had more than one children.
He had more kids.
Oh, so he killed. I'm trying to keep a tally here. I'm making some notes. So he killed his first wife and his daughter and his stepdaughter, and he didn't get caught then.
No.
How's that possible? Like, do they live in the middle of nowhere?
Well, because they lived in a not really great part of town. Fred was a handyman, and he wasn't a big extrovert, charming kind of guy in his, kind of dullard kind of way. But he was a talker, and he worked hard, kept busy. Although I got his Rose, his second wife, I think it was. I don't think he had. She turned tricks on occasion, although it seems rather. Yeah, she wasn't exactly a looker. But I guess that doesn't really matter, I suppose. Anyway, so they said the daughter got into drugs and ran away.
Oh, wow.
So they had a cover story for that. But here's the thing, is that they would tell their other kids that you better behave. You don't want to get buried under the patio like Heather.
Whoa. Back up. Hold on here. Let's understand this real fast. Let's paint this picture. I mean, you did a good job drawing it, but let's color it in. So when they murdered the daughter and the stepdaughter, they had other kids at the time?
Yeah.
Well, there was a big and there was a several-year gap between the stepdaughter and the daughter.
Okay, but what about the other kids? Because I'm wondering, were the other kids around when those other two were killed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Not the stepdaughter. I don't think. If they were, they were.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
Little.
But they were around when the daughter Heather was killed.
How old was she when she died? Does it say?
16, I believe it was.
Sweet 16. So she made it all the way to 16 years, and the father was like, you know what? We're done with you. That's it?
Well, so she was making noises like she was going to turn him in for abuse, because the kids were all, terribly abused, as you could imagine. That would be part of the life in that home. And she was making sounds like she was going to talk to the cops about it. And so they had to put a stop to that because there was so much more going on in the house besides abusing the children.
Oh my God.
Because what this couple discovered was that picking up hitchhikers and runaways was really easy when there was a man and a woman in the car.
Of course. Oh my God.
So the teenage girls would initially they would be cautious, but then they would see Rose and then they would go, "Oh, this is all right."
Yeah.
And some of
family.
them, yeah, it's a family. It's not a problem. Some of them were
family.
Yeah. Some of the girls were immediately tortured and held prisoner. Others lived with the family for a while, sometimes months, before they disappeared, and they would just say, "Oh, they ran off." That was the common story. But they would take these girls into the basement, and they put a beam in the basement, and they would tie them up to this beam for days and days on end.
Oh my God.
And eventually they would kill them, and cut up their bodies, chop them up into pieces, and bury them in the basement. And until there was literally no more room in the basement. And you know what they did then? This lovely couple.
Oh, wait. Just to make sure I'm following this, because this is a lot. There's a lot to take in. So you're telling me they would put the bodies into the basement until there was no more room in the basement to put bodies in the basement?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a full basement. They had a basement stuffed
Full
with
of bodies.
hitchhikers. With hitchhikers.
Yeah. Yeah.
With hitchhiker teenage girls.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then when there was nothing else, then they couldn't fit any more bodies in there. Fred covered the floor with cement and turned it into their kid's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. That's perfect. That's what you do. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But yeah, there were also 2 other bodies in the backyard besides Heather's. It was Heather that brought them to the house in the first place. The cops were looking for Heather.
Yeah, not the hitchhikers. They were looking for Heather.
They didn't know anything about They didn't know anything about all this other shit.
No.
They just heard too many rumors about Heather being buried in the backyard because they were blabbing their mouth to their own kids.
Well, they got cocky.
And then
they got
careless. Yeah.
You got a basement full of dead bodies. No one knows anything about it. I think it's safe. They got a little cocky.
You've been doing this for a couple of decades.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. It's like, man, how many people do you think they killed? Huh? We got a whole body count here. We got a fucking cemetery in our basement. Jesus, man.
And in the other town where Fred lived, where he was first married, there was his girlfriend, his teenage girlfriend, his first wife, his stepdaughter, and he confessed to his son, Stephen. Fred told his son, Stephen, about a farm out in the country where there was at least 20 more bodies.
Well, you got to...
But there's some debate on the accuracy of that. The police were never able to locate any bodies on that farm. But
did they dig deep?
But at the same time, they really think that there were other murders. To Fred's credit, but
they can't prove it.
They can't prove anything. And Fred hung himself in jail before he could stand trial.
Man.
Did you tell Jesse about Fred when he was a younger guy?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about when he's a younger guy.
Go ahead, Becky. You talk.
Oh Lord. Fred claimed he was introduced to sex by his mom at the age of 12.
Oh yeah.
Who was engaging in sex and acts of bestiality in his early teens.
What? Oh,
his mom had
Fred was
sex
fucking
with
his
him.
dog? What?
Sheep.
Fred was fucking the sheep.
Yeah.
He was a sheep herder.
He learned how to have sex with sheep from his dad, but he learned how to have sex with women from his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something wrong?
Wait.
Was there something wrong with his mom? Because there must. Well. Hold on here. Hold on. I'm saying the dad wouldn't. The dad wouldn't touch her. The dad would rather touch the sheep than touch her.
Maybe I don't
know. Jeez.
Ew.
Yeah. Ew. Oh God. Gross.
Yeah, he was a little bit twisted all the way around, so it seems.
Yeah. Man, that father's not going to win any trophies. Any medals? Jesus.
No, Fred also had a lifelong habit of petty theft too. That
What did he? Hold on. How does petty theft outweigh fucking sheep and being raped by his mom?
It didn't. That's what came second, man.
Well, okay.
I
So
told you
you start with
worse than that. You stole gum.
I'm
he
waiting.
stole rubbers to use on the sheep.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for but wait, there's more. Not only did he fuck the sheep.
There is more.
Oh, geez. Well, what else did he do?
He harassed women and girls, and
yeah.
he objectified them.
Well,
as you know,
real objectification, not like I'm checking you out at the bar. Oh yeah, hey baby, I like what you got. We're talking about real objectification.
Well, his 13-year-old sister told his mom that he'd been raping her for years.
Oh, well, that's more than objectification.
And he was eventually the cops pulled him in on that, and he was like, "What?" He didn't know that was wrong. He literally didn't know that there was anything wrong with that. He thought that's just how you do.
How old was he when this happened? When he was raping his 13-year-old sister?
It happened in 1961. So.
Do we have a date of birth on this guy? He was 20?
41. Yeah, dude, he was 20. He was born September 29th, 1941.
So he was 21 when he was raping his 13-year-old sister. Okay. Yeah. And the police talked to him. The police talked to him about that, and they didn't do anything. Or was he arrested for it? What happened?
He was 20, and supposedly his sister was pregnant.
What? Plan B, that motherfucker. Yeah. No, not every sperm is sacred. That one isn't. Okay. You gotta. Okay. And I'm still. Was he picked up by the police? Did they arrest him?
How did he get somebody to marry him? I mean, really?
Well, he was charming. A lot of sociopaths are. Okay.
Yeah. Let me pull up a good picture of him.
Because they don't.
Wait. Jared Barbie just told a great joke in chat. He said, "Do you know how the Brit found the sheep in the tall grass? Because sheep can hear a zipper a mile away."
Oh.
Oh my God. That's funny on so many levels.
All right.
Oh, Jared. Sorry.
All right, so here, I'll put the photo back up so you can see how charming he is. I mean, he has a smile, I guess.
That hair.
So a common attribute among sociopaths is that they are very charming, and one of the reasons for that is because they don't have built-in empathy, and they have to learn to fake it, and they get really good at it, and that makes them they learn how to charm people. Because they have to, or people react when they don't react in an appropriate way to emotional news. People start to look at them funny and question them, and they don't like that, so they learn how to fake it.
Well, that's what I have to do. You fake it till you make it, and apparently he made it several times because. So I'm still hung up here
pregnant.
on one thing. He was banging his sister, got her pregnant. The police got involved, questioned him about it. He was like, "What's the big idea? That's what my family does. My dad fucked sheep. My mom fucked me. I just decided it was okay for me to fuck my sister, and I shot loads at her." Not to be all detailed.
I'm sure the dad did it too.
Yeah, and so what? The police just let him go? They didn't take him in?
No,
it really didn't say
doesn't say what happened after that.
Man.
But I know that he was kind of traumatized by that event because later times one of the reasons that they killed these girls was because he didn't want to get in trouble for raping them.
So he would kill them.
It does say Kitty Rush refused to testify against him, the sister, and the case collapsed. That his mom had been prepared to testify in his defense.
And let me tell you something. As someone, I'm not going to go in full detail, but as someone who, let's say, works with investigations, that kills it. If the person who's been perped on, the people around the person who would know, if they don't testify, it's done. It's done. Like, you can't do anything with it.
As the saying goes, there's what you know and there's what you can prove.
Yep.
Right.
That is fucked up. That is so fucked up. Man, and it's like
think about this though.
Yeah.
You know, all of that horrible shit. And how would you like to be the surviving kids in that house? Where you kind of know a little bit, maybe, but not really until police start pulling bags of bones out of your house and out of your backyard. How would that fuck you up?
That would traumatize me. I don't know how you I don't know how you live that down. I take it you have something on that?
No, I mean, so the son, who was, I think, the oldest of the surviving kids, would never, he never talked to anybody. I mean, he talked to the police, I imagine, but he never gave any interviews ever. And he tried to just duck everything. Mm-hmm. He didn't want any attention over that. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't either.
Nothing good would have come of that.
No, man. It's like, what do you do with that? Because, I mean, think about your family. Your family, whole family, in a way, is kind of tainted, isn't it? Like, if you say, "Oh yeah, my dad's Fred West. He killed a bunch of people." How much? Like literally, dude, we had like a basement full of dead bodies. Like, he had a whole cemetery in our basement. It was like train car full of people in our basement. It was crazy. It's just, like, how do you live that down?
Yeah, how do you ever go on a date?
You don't talk about your past, huh? So what's your dad like? My dad, man.
My dad fucks sheep and kills people and buries them in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah. Not so much.
Man. Oh man.
That would be that might be a deal breaker.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, women can be pretty crazy. They they get on the serial killers on death row get all kinds of love letters.
Oh.
Well, of course.
It's a real thing. I
say of course because some ladies are attracted to them. They find strength in their craziness.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I have enough crazy on Facebook. I can't imagine crazy.
Well, the difference between that crazy,
the
difference between that crazy and this crazy is this crazy actually killed people. At least from what we know. We don't know if the crazy on Facebook has or if they haven't been found yet. And I don't know. There's some evolution psychologists that say that it's like they're attracted by the strength, the fact that they can kill and they can protect. Now, I don't know how that plays out because they're in jail, they're behind bars. How are they going to protect you? But,
I would suspect that the fact that they're behind bars makes them safe to fantasize about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because common sense would tell you that, dude, if they killed them, they probably would kill you too.
But you're the exception. You could be the one they don't kill. You could be the one that they protect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See. Or even better, a lot of women do this. A lot of women do it, which is one of the factors, one reason why they stay in these certain relationships. You could be the one to change him.
Oh God, could we somehow get a vaccination for women to where they don't think that,
our men
just don't try to change them.
Yes.
Don't think that's God. It starts really young. It starts really young with girls.
You can't change an asshole. You can't change a cheating asshole. You can't change a murderous asshole. Just like how, you know what? You can't change a hoe.
You can't change an asshole.
No.
Unless you have a spare.
And there you go. Oh. Where were we?
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about women who take on men as projects.
Yes. So there's some that probably fantasize about Fred West as a project. Is he still alive now? He's dead, right?
No, he hung himself.
No, he's
in
dead.
jail.
Yeah.
That's right. He hung himself.
Before his trial.
Well,
Was it before his trial? Now I'm confused. I thought it was before.
I don't think it was. I think it was after.
And Jared's right. You can't make a whore into a housewife. You really can't. You really can't.
How do you know that?
Well, the whores left.
Look.
The housewife material stayed. Maybe they get out of that phase, but I don't know if it's one man that's going to change it. It's going to take.
Wait a minute.
Don't go changing any. Don't think you're going to change anybody. For fuck's sakes, just either accept somebody as they are, or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go into a relationship thinking you're going to transform aspects of a person, and like, I will really love this person once they do this, make this change for me, and that I can get them to do it because of my love.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a reminder right now, we have 5 likes. If we get 5 more, I will grab a bottle of, I think there's some tequila over there. And
rubbing alcohol?
That's if I'm really desperate. I still have that $10 whiskey in the kitchen, which I don't want to touch.
Close. No, you don't either. You promised me you would not drink that anymore. Not after the last time.
That's horrible stuff. But okay, let's get 5 more. Hey, share this out. We're talking about Fred West. We're going to go even deeper, right? There's a lot more to talk about, right? Come on.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, come on. I want to know about this guy.
I love this, SK. Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So we were talking about women that are infatuated with this guy because he's such a psycho, murderous asshole who killed So how many people did he kill?
I think 12. At least 12, a minimum of 12. 12 that they know for sure.
12?
Yeah, that they can prove.
12 that they know for sure.
That they can prove.
Yeah. They suspect the number may be in the 30s or 40s.
I mean, there's a headline here. There's a headline here that says 60. What's this? My last confession: 60 murderers.
Right. Once Fred was in custody, his mental state really went downhill fast, and he confessed to a lot of shit that they have not been able to substantiate at all.
Well,
and so he claimed it was that high, but the cops they can't back that up. There are a number of missing girls that fit their target demographic for Fred and Rose.
Yeah.
That disappeared in those areas during those times that they really are pretty sure were victims of these two. And by the way, Rose was not just an innocent bystander in this, right? Let's make sure that's clear. She wasn't just a prop to lure the girls in. She did her part.
What did Rose do? What did she do?
Well, she, at a very minimum, she helped cut up the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
She's a keeper, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you know she's wife material right there. Nah, that's a housewife right there. Cut up the bodies, cut up the meat.
At a minimum.
Did they eat the meat by any chance? I mean, did
no.
they?
Oh, shut.
Oh.
No.
They might as well.
No.
I'm here just killing, wasting.
Ew.
I mean, you gotta draw your line somewhere.
I guess so. I mean, I'm a murderer and a rapist, but not a cannibal. Jesus. You know, the way I said that could be clipped out and totally.
And a sheep fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Rose took a part. She had a part. She would cut up the body.
Oh, she had and there's a lot of debate over the extent of her participation. But she knew she was there, and she definitely participated.
Well, I mean, what's to debate?
She definitely. Well, there's the debate of, was she involved in the sexual sadism or not? Did she help kill them or not?
Did she help rape them? I mean, did she use a strap-on? I mean, don't make light of it. Don't make light of it. I'm so sorry, but at the same time, look, we're talking. Like, I'm asking a legit question. Did she take part in it? Did she take part in it? Because they're sick fucks. Did she take part in it? Okay. Did she take part in it? In the raping, in the killing, apparently she did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She really did. I mean, she denied even knowing about it in court. She denied even knowing anything about it, but the evidence was too strong.
By the way, I have this photo up. I'm not sure what this is. Are these whips? Are these whips or canes?
Yeah,
what are they
they're
using
whips and canes.
For their kids? Is this a form of discipline?
No, that was they used that on the people that they tortured.
Oh, gross! They just whipped him, and
they would whip them and rape them and everything else. Yeah,
they would wrap their heads in tape.
Yeah, it was very brutal.
Yeah, and slow.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was very ugly stuff.
And here's the thing, it's really hard to imagine that there was no sound coming out of the basement.
Yeah, so remind me again, how isolated was his house? I mean,
it's not. It was in a neighborhood.
You got a picture of it there. I sent it with you.
Was it a deserted? I mean, I'll pull it up. Was it a deserted neighborhood or something? I mean, what the hell?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
No,
not in the least.
Middle of
row
town.
House.
Did you know that he also had plans to
I have a picture
knock both
here.
of his daughters up?
He had plans to knock both of them up.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. First of all, how many kids did they have? Because he killed two daughters, a daughter and a stepdaughter. So he had more kids. How many kids?
Well, his thing was, I made you. I can do what I want to with you.
Oh. Okay.
He had at least. Oh, now I can't remember. I think he had a son and I think two more daughters.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't kill them. I mean, they survived.
Yeah, they survived.
That's right.
Man, do we know who the son is? Like, would he be willing to come on the show and talk about this?
No,
No, he would. He wouldn't talk to anybody about it.
He has never spoken to anybody.
Okay. More importantly, and probably the better question to ask, I mean, has he reached out to therapy and counseling? I mean, this haunts you.
He's kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He probably changed his name and everything.
New identity and everything, huh? Okay. Man. Well, we kind of segued to Miss West, which let's talk about a little bit more about her. So did she get off scot-free? What happened to her?
She went to jail.
Okay. I mean, did she hung herself too? Or was she alive? I mean, what's going on with her?
Now I gotta look it up. I don't remember what happened to her.
Okay. Well,
what? Who are we talking about? Heather?
Rose. What happened to her?
Yeah,
I mean, she was convicted. She went to jail. And
she should have been killed for it.
To her?
I mean, do they not have death row over there? And I mean, this was back. I don't. Honestly, my personal opinion, if there's psychopaths like this and just killing people in this number, I mean, obviously they don't value life. So, and you're not going to correct them. What are you going to do? House them in a locked facility for a while and hope they change? They're not changing. They're sick fucks. Just like you're the paying the tab to keep them in a locked cage forever. Are you? You don't pay the amount it costs to do them in.
I think Rose is still in jail.
Good. Let her rot in jail. Let her rot. But
she was only charged with 9 murders.
Oh, only 9. Okay. That's nice.
Oh, 10. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I lied.
We missed one. 10 murders.
Well, I can't read. You know.
Well, they're hanging out with me.
2 counts of rape and indecent assault.
10 counts of rape too.
2 counts.
Yeah, so she is part of it. See, look at that. She's raping and she's killing and assaulting. Man, but all right. Now I have to ask because it's going to come up. Jared might even ask this. A lot of dudes will ask, "Did she get off lighter?" Come on, did she get off lighter then?
No, she's still in jail. She's never getting out.
Good.
So in this particular case, she did not.
Good.
I mean, she got off. You could say that Fred got off later by killing himself.
Yeah.
She does still claim that she's innocent.
What's her defense? That she's mentally ill or something? Like, what is she gonna play the psycho defense?
She just says she didn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it wasn't me. I didn't know.
Initially, he said that she had no part in it, and then he recanted that and said, she was just as guilty as I was when he found out he was going to go to jail.
Yeah.
He thought he could go and take the full brunt of the
the rap.
Take the full rap for this. And when the police first escorted him from his house, and he shouted out to the neighbors, "Oh, this is all just harassment." He gets in, he sits in the car, and he turns to the detective, goes, "Yeah, I killed her."
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This guy is so cocky. All right, I see 8 likes. I know someone in the chat said 9, but I see 8. I just refreshed right now.
Yeah.
2 more likes. I'll take a shot of tequila. What's up there? Let me mute my mic. Let me step away. Let me get it because I don't think people believe me. So y'all carry this on. Take it, SK. You got it.
Yeah. So.
He left us alone again.
He's got to. You got to remember to go before the show. So Fred thought he could protect Rose by confessing, and the way that all played out, you kind of think like he thought he could kind of just go in and say what he did, and he'd get a slap on the wrist, and that'd be all right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like he had no comprehension.
Right, no comprehension of the gravity of his crimes and the extent of the punishment.
I think part of that had to do with the fact of, you know, from an early age, he objectified women as possessions and objects, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when he thought, you know, big deal, I killed a woman, you know?
Right. Well, you have to understand that that's part of the brain makeup of sociopaths and psychopaths is that they have no empathy. Another human being and a chair give you the same emotional response.
Yeah.
So objectifying, that's all they know how to do. Everybody is objectified. Everybody is literally an object to them. And an object that they can do with as they choose.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. And
now, to be fair, there are a lot of sociopaths in society that don't kill anybody and don't commit any crimes at all. Current estimates are for the U.S. perhaps as many as 25% of the population. 1 in 4 are sociopaths. Okay? And just a fraction of those ever even commit a crime.
Yeah. Like I might be a sociopath.
Right. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, I had a whole family of them down the road.
Yeah.
Literally. Including the mother.
Is this your family we're talking about?
Story, well, I had a couple in my family.
Oh. I see.
And more down the street.
All right, Jared.
That's
sorry.
for a tale for another day.
All right, Jared. I see. Oh, now I see 10. Now I see 10. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll take the shot.
I see 9. I don't know what the hell happened, but okay.
One just shot up. Look at that. But keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Sorry about that. But
so when Fred sits down with the police to begin confessing, he's like, "Yeah, this is what I did," and he thinks it's gonna, he's gonna,
it's a cakewalk for him.
It's not a big deal. Yeah, he doesn't mind confessing because he doesn't think what he did was all that bad because it's what he's known all his fucking life. Right. And so once he starts to grasp how bad the situation is, he realizes he's not gonna take the fall all by himself anymore, and he's then turns on Rose.
That's what's so fucked up about this. So you mean to tell me Fred West was going through this whole situation thinking, no, there's nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong at all. Hell, I'm not even going to get caught. There's no way I can get caught because I'm not doing anything bad. He goes and picks up a chick, has a wife there to help him out. Hey, let's go to my place. Whipping her, doing all sorts of stuff. Nothing wrong with this at all. Have the wife cut up the body. Nothing wrong with this at all. I guess the neighbor they don't hear anything.
Yeah.
For
one of the reasons
times.
The neighbors don't hear anything is because they literally taped over their heads with just nose holes, so the girls couldn't see and they couldn't speak. They couldn't, you could probably be just a few feet away from them and not hear a sound out of them because they're completely taped over.
This has turned into a movie, right? Someone's made a movie about this?
Yeah. There's at least one movie about this.
Is it
There's
good?
books about it too.
There's books about it. These guys get whenever lists of serial killers get made, these guys make the list.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine so.
I
They're
mean,
high up there.
they don't necessarily have the numbers that some of them do, but oh my God, what? And this is something that I want to bring out in this series as we talk about these real monsters is that the thing that freaks people out about these kinds of people is that we all want to believe that we can tell when somebody is the monster. We need to believe, and we want to believe deeply that we can spot somebody.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's just not the case.
It's not the case at all.
It's not the case at all. People who look completely normal. I mean, look at fucking Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer up here in my neck of the woods. I mean, people thought he was an odd duck, and he was, but nobody in his circle, not even his fucking wife, suspected.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
This was like a guy that I went to high school with. It is on death row in Indiana. Not only that, but his sister and I are good friends, and you know, I spent the night at that house with him there when we were in high school. I would have never have guessed that. And yeah, he was different, but I mean, you know,
Didn't
nothing.
know. I mean, didn't know he was going to kill people.
I would have never.
Yeah.
Yeah, never. Never.
You know, a lot of what the horror stories and fairy tales and all this stuff are done to reassure us that we can tell who the monsters are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But honest to God, you can't.
You really can't.
I mean, you really, really can't. And that's what
they
freaks
need to come
people
with
out.
a stamp on their forehead. Freak.
What kind of helps paint even more perspective on this is while this day and age people are throwing labels, attacking someone's character because of what they say on Facebook or on Twitter. Oh, you said this, you said that, therefore you are a racist or you are a bigot, you are a monster. Why you're saying that based on what people say, which, okay, there's people that are still actively doing stuff like this. We just don't know who they are. And they could be faking being all PC. They could be faking being all nice and all that. Are they, you know, it's so they... It's
you know the true crime author Anne Rule. You heard of her?
Yeah.
Anne Rule. Mm-hmm. She was a newspaper reporter up here in Seattle, and she worked at a suicide hotline sitting right the fuck next to Ted Bundy.
Oh man.
And this is right. She didn't have any idea.
That's freaky, isn't it?
Right next to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was working at the suicide hotline.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was taking calls.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so,
like that, man. Can you make up that story? Like if you were gonna write, fuck it. The next Halloween reboot. The next Halloween reboot, because you know there's going to be one. Michael Myers needs to be needs to be at the switchboard at the suicide hotline. He needs to be taking calls, helping people out. And then he finds out one's Laurie Strode. He's like, "Are you Laurie Strode? Yeah. Hang on right there. I'm coming for you." And that's the next Halloween. There you go. I wrote the script.
Oh shit.
Be Halloween H2O 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'll be Halloween H2O. Oh. Or if you want to put put a twist on it, you can make a Halloween H2 Ho.
H2 Ho. Oh.
Ho as in stripper.
Oh yeah.
So, the FBI estimates at any given time there are approximately if I'm remembering the statistic right, it's pretty close. There are approximately 50 active serial killers in the United States at any given time.
Holy balls! That's like at least one.
Like one per state. Yeah.
Man.
So think about that. And they don't know who most of these fuckers are.
Wow.
And that's even with the whole NSA screenings and all of the shit. Wiretapping that they do.
All of the DNA, all of the, the missing persons tracking is so much better than it used to be, but it's still not really much.
Oh yeah, and people can disappear. But
people can just disappear.
Man, what the?
On purpose or by accident? I mean, I drive down the road and you just look 20 feet off the road in any direction, even in the suburbs where there's houses all over the place. You could dump 30 bodies in this ravine and nobody would know for 10 years.
Probably not.
Because nobody goes there.
Yeah.
It's too dense.
And the only time people do is when they're playing Pokemon Go. Remember that shit? When Pokemon Go was coming out, people were talking about it and people were walking around, and we're finding dead bodies.
Right?
We're finding dead bodies because people were actually walking around for once. Shit.
Right. Shit. In places people didn't normally go. Of course, they were also walking into harbors and rivers and shit. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Walking into a tree. People driving while playing that game. Shit, man. All right. What else should we know about Fred West? Like, what else do we need to know about this real monster?
So there's a lot of debate about how do you get a serial killer.
Okay.
How does because you remember my statistic overall about how many sociopaths. Now, and some people think there's a significant distinction between a sociopath and a psychopath, and it's really just a labeling difference between whether you think that it's a organic, functional distinction, or whether it's a social nurturing type of a distinction. But regardless, the common element is a lack of human empathy.
Gotcha.
And how do you take? So there's 25% of the population is born this way. How do you take out of that clump of that set of people and get a serial killer? There's a lot of interest in figuring this out. But what's really interesting is that some people say, it's how they're raised. Just there's some truth to that, right? Like take Fred.
Well,
he was abused.
Yeah,
he was sexually abused. He was trained to abuse. He lived with violence in the home. So those were clearly factors. One of the others factors that they found, and they don't really know what role it plays precisely, but there's a common element of head trauma in a person's early life.
Head trauma
amongst serial killers. Yeah.
So you hit your head, and all of a sudden you're going to want to start killing people? Is that how this works?
Yeah, that's why the head trauma wards are,
Yeah, that's why there's bodies all over the place.
That's why we have bicycle helmet laws. Yes, so that we don't have so many serial killers. Exactly.
That's it.
Yep.
I'm figuring this out. Big brains over here.
Okay, so if mom dropped you on your head as a child, watch out.
Shit. No. Wait a second. If that's the case, we would all be serial killers. I think there might be a little bit more to this than just that.
I know, I was kidding. Mom dropped the bed on my head when I was a kid.
Jesus.
Well, she did. She and Dad were in it too.
Dead flame.
She and Dad were in it too. Okay. Anyway, they were. I swear.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? This is starting to explain so many things.
It's starting to explain what happened yesterday. Starting to explain a lot.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yep. Becky.
The head trauma. The head trauma thing is just a. It's a correlation amongst serial killers. They don't know that it's a causation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They see this data point. You don't know what role it plays, but it's a common data amongst a high percentage of serial killers. And
they get something scrambled in their brain, some experience in their life, some trauma. Maybe they were abused as a kid. They had something happened to where they have just this deep-seated burning hatred, this desire to just take a life.
No, they don't hate.
They don't hate?
They really don't. They don't. No.
No?
They just don't feel anything.
It's not about hate. So what sociopaths have is, according in the book, The Sociopath Next Door, which is an excellent book, by the way, the author talks about how sociopaths have games that they play. They have a game that they have to keep playing and repeat playing this same game over and over and over again, regardless of the consequences to them. And one of the examples was a guy who was a petty thief. And what he would do is he would wait till the post office closed, break in the back door, steal a stack of stamps, run out into the bushes, and wait for the police to come and catch him. And being caught was part of the game. And they would throw his ass in jail. He'd serve out however months his sentence was, and he'd get out, and he'd go right the fuck back to a post office and break in and steal more stamps. And that was his game.
And that's a sociopath, or is that just someone who's just an idiot?
Yeah, he was a sociopath. It's a good example because it's a very simple game and doesn't really hurt anybody.
No.
Now,
is he low IQ? Like a low IQ sociopath? Yeah. Because, man, he's
sure he was.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an alpha.
He was a special boy.
Sociopaths have violent tendencies, but even they don't all turn into criminals. Some of them realize that they have violent tendencies, and but they are raised in an environment where they learn that there's something socially unacceptable about, killing people. Except in certain circumstances, like the military, like the police. And so these sociopaths who want to be involved in violence find socially acceptable outlets for them. And let me tell you, when the shooting starts, you want those fuckers on your side.
That is true. I mean, but when you get pulled over, you don't want one of them motherfuckers to be heated. I say be heated, but it's not even about emotions. It's not even about that. It's not about emotions. It's not about emotions.
And some other sociopaths who aren't violent become CEOs or politicians because they're able to make, really brutal, hard decisions that affect lots of people, and it doesn't bother them. And they can just do it.
We're going to lay off everybody.
We can lay off 50,000 people, and they're like, well, all right, what do you want for dinner?
But, sir, what about the families? Who cares about the families? They can go starve.
Right. They literally do not care. They care about themselves.
Wow. You know what, though? I was thinking about this. So, in a way, I mean, we all kind of do, we all play. Well, I mean, I play a game. I play a game called Keep My Job, where I go to work.
Are you good at it?
I'm good at it so far.
That game.
You know, balance, making sure my kids are safe, make sure they go to, have the morning routine, go to daycare, have all that stuff, and I don't know. I'm someone with routines, structure. Does that make me a sociopath?
No, but yes.
Oh. Huh. Except,
didn't you know better than to ask that? What the hell is wrong with you?
I think I do care. I care a little bit.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah.
You do. You're not, because why do you care? Why do you go to a job? Because you want to take care of your family.
Yeah.
Right.
And the fact that you want to take care of your family means you're not a fucking sociopath.
Hmm. So wait, but one thing I'm curious about a sociopath, could they ever feel emotion or be enraged? I mean, like, is there something?
Yeah, absolutely. They feel all kinds of emotions. Absolutely. They just don't care about people.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, any given day, I may not care about people.
They care about what the person they can care about what the person can do to them. They can care about what the person can do for them, but they don't care about the individual person, and they don't care about any consequences that they cause that person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Hmm. So if you're someone...
They can care about somebody turning them in and getting them caught over something. They can really care about that.
Mm.
All right.
So if you're someone who likes to disconnect from people for a while, like I do have a tendency to just like I mean
be an introvert.
Yeah, I guess you could be that
That's
introvert.
Different, though.
Yeah. But people kind of perceive it of me being an asshole, like kind of ghosting them, or like, oh, you don't talk to me, so you means you don't like me. Man, I don't even talk. No, like it's not that. It's just I just don't really talk to you unless there's something I have something to say that's relevant or whatever. You know, I'm not a small talk guy. I don't do that. Not really. You know.
Right. Yeah, and.
I don't know. Is that weird? Does it make me a sociopath? I'm curious. I want to take a test.
No.
I want to take a test. Next episode. Tomorrow, Friday show, I'm taking a test. Am I a sociopath?
Oh, shit.
Do you know that they do have these tests? And what's very interesting about the tests, they haven't been around a long time, and they're constantly evolving because it's very hard. The psychiatrists take these tests into the place where they have a super high concentration of sociopaths.
Mm.
Prison.
Huh. Okay.
And so plus a captive audience, more or less.
Yeah.
and they run these quizzes past the inmates there, especially for the grad students trying to learn how to diagnose this, and it is really hard, and it's really hard to pick out of a population where there's a high percentage of sociopaths, which ones are and which ones aren't, and what they find is and it doesn't matter how often they warn these grad students, look, some of these guys they're gonna charm you. And they're going to get you to fudge the results because of their charms.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it still happens. Even though they're warned ahead of time repeatedly, they still get tricked sometimes.
Hell, we even had a guest.
Questionnaires are pages and pages long.
Oh, yeah, like Bibles.
Yeah, it's not a simple, Facebook quiz, right? It's a long fucking thing. And it's not anywhere near 100% accurate.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I'm not taking a test like that. I might take a simple Facebook quiz, the best of the best.
All right,
I'll find you
one.
I'll find you one.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Did you ever enjoy killing animals as a kid?
I enjoyed killing roaches. because roaches are scum of the earth.
Let's talk about, say, mammals or birds or.
I had
cats, dogs, bunnies.
Okay,
gerbils.
And I don't mean hunting for food type of killing. I mean just killing to kill.
Oh. I mean, if you enjoyed watching your pet hamsters kill each other, is that?
No, I mean active participation.
Active. What
do you mean watching your pet hamsters kill each other?
Well, that became a a situation of my life. Well, it was natural, right? I mean, the hamsters were going at it, fighting each other. Yeah, and hamsters kill each other, I guess, just like anyone else.
I've never had hamsters. I don't know.
Well, here's what happened. I had 2 hamsters, okay? Boy, girl. They fucked, had kids, and then next thing you know, the dad's like eating the kids, killing the kids, and the mom's trying to beat up the dad. So I tried to partition the cage with like cardboard, but I come back I was going to ITT Tech at the time. I come back and now they're all dead. Like they killed each other, but the dead bodies are so far away.
Didn't you know that they would eat through the cardboard?
Suicide.
They are so active on killing. They would go through the cardboard just to kill. And what's weird though, the dead hamster bodies were far away. I'm looking at the crime scene. I'm like, so you got injured severely and walked away and then passed out and what the hell? But no, I didn't kill him. I didn't. So I guess no. I guess that's a no. That's a no.
Yeah.
Poor hamsters.
I mean, were you a bully?
No.
As a kid?
I mean, I threw
food at people. I don't mean you
started food fights.
And you get. Huh?
I started food fights.
Yeah, that's it. Do you know that's a common factor among serial killers is starting food fights?
Oh, there you go.
You're so full of shit.
No. But it's true. I think I was in 4th grade or something. And
I threw my pickles in him, and then now I'm a murderer.
But what's funny is, it was a pickle. It was actually a burger, and so I would throw the toppings. Like I threw like a pickle at this kid, and someone stopped me. It just so happened to be my counselor who was like looking over like the school, the kids in the cafeteria. She's like, Jesse, what are you doing? I'm just throwing pickles at this kid. I just think it's funny. It's like, no, it's not funny. You can't do that. She walks away. I grab the onions, throw onions at him.
Not pickles.
And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just find it funny. I'm just throwing onions at this kid. It's funny. He turns around and he looks at me. I find it funny. So she's like, don't do that anymore. It just escalates. Now I'm doing meat. I'm throwing meat. I don't stop until it's all thrown at him.
Don't be telling people that you throw your meat at some kid.
Oh my God. Now think about it. That was horrible. Sorry. In context.
Look, okay, kids are horrible because they don't. Kids don't understand all of the social rules. That's kids. This is something I think parents actually do not comprehend. Is that kids are born knowing. Kids are born knowing nothing, and it's their job to install knowledge into the kids. They don't just know how to do shit just because they're around in the world. Somebody has to teach them.
Yeah.
So
kids are assholes.
So
well, I definitely was.
That's why kids are horrible, because they don't know any better.
Yeah. It's kind of like when we play Xbox Live against a 13 or 14-year-old and just throwing every racial slur they learned all the time, anytime they get. It's like, okay. All right. So I don't think.
So yeah, we all know that torturing and killing animals is one possible precursor to adult violence.
Yeah.
Amongst sociopaths, but it's not always. It's not a certain thing. Sometimes kids will experiment with that, and they'll realize that, you know what, they don't develop a taste for it. And sometimes they do develop a taste for it, but as I said, they find socially acceptable outlets for that violence. Maybe they just like to be hunters, or maybe they become soldiers or cops or massage therapists.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Or talk radio hosts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my Lord.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
scared.
I will say this though. On this Fred West material, this is golden shit. This is great. I'm learning so much here.
Oh.
I honestly did not know anything about this guy until tonight. And this show was actually supposed to be on yesterday, but here you are. We're doing real monsters here. So what we're gonna do is I don't know how often we'll do real monsters. I don't know that, but we'll take care of things behind the scenes and make sure that more of the stuff comes out.
In other words, we'll get Becky fixed up, maybe.
Yeah. Got to doll her up. We got to make sure she's ready for the show.
Why we're so optimistic we'll get Becky fixed. Nobody else has.
Shut up, that's gay.
Yeah, SK might be the other person. I'm like, SK, can you get your shit together? I mean, can you figure out OBS before she? I don't know.
Probably.
It is kind of complicated. It can be. There's some things you gotta do.
Yeah.
No, it's called user error.
But
one more thing about Fred and Rose.
Okay.
Serial killer couples are extremely rare. Can you think of another one off the top of your head?
Well, there's one who had a family, Charles Manson, but he didn't really kill. He was a leader.
Right. And it wasn't really his family.
No, but
right.
It was a cult leader.
Cult. It was his cult.
Yeah.
But serial killer couples, a man and a woman, very rare. Very, very rare. I mean, think about it. How do you start that conversation? When you're dating someone. So, what do you like to do for a hobby?
Would you consider Bonnie and Clyde serial killers?
No, they were spree killers. There's a difference.
Okay.
They would go on their little
Those the only
rampage.
ones I could think of. Those the only ones I could think of.
Spree killers. It's more common among spree killers. A dude and a chick, they'll get hopped up on drugs and drive across Texas shooting up drugstores.
Hell yeah. That's what we do as a pastime out here. That's a hobby.
Right? What else are you going to do?
Shit. Fuck. Right?
Well, it says that there
It says
are
seven.
What?
Seven?
Seven.
Seven out of
think about that.
How many?
Hundreds.
Thousands. Yeah.
Thousands.
Millions.
Right. There may be 50 right now going active right now in the U.S., and there have been 7 couples that they know of. So it's a very rare thing, and that's a good thing that it's rare.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because look how easy it was for Fred and Rose to operate as a couple. It really helped camouflage their activities, and it made their hunting so much simpler and easier.
It did.
Yep.
Oh man, I mean that whole tactic could work even today. Can you imagine how many people you can get? And then shit, I should what the fuck? Be careful about what I say. My attorney's looking at me. He's like, "You gotta be careful." Okay.
Well, it's not like you're gonna if there happened to be a serial killer listening in, it's not like they hadn't come up with ideas on their own. Besides which, the game would already be in progress for them anyway.
True.
It would already be set.
True. All right, so this information on Fred West is great. Let's move into crazy news real fast. We're running out of time. We can do this real fast. Bam. Becky, I'll let you choose. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Prowler spent 3 hours licking doorbell at stranger's home.
That's what cracks me up so much.
I just, first of all, why?
Was his name Fred?
Why?
Are you telling me you haven't done this?
He wasn't in Florida either. What? No.
You haven't done this? You haven't gone up to a doorbell?
What? No.
What?
Do you not know people put their hands on that?
But
Ew.
You mean to tell me you haven't seen a doorbell and was like, man, that looks damn tasty. Like, I just want to lick it. I just want to lick it. Just lick it. Like, no? No, you didn't want to just lick the doorknob?
There are a lot of things that I would think about doing. Licking a doorbell is not one of them. Not even if you put tequila on it.
Crossed my mind that could be a thing to do.
Then you guys haven't been on shrooms. Neither.
This guy.
This is true.
He had to have been on something because he did it for fucking 3 hours. Yeah. I don't do anything for 3 hours except, well, sometimes sleep. But
the homeowners were not at home, but their children were inside the house sleeping. That's frightening.
Did he piss himself while he did this? Yes, 3 hours without a bathroom break. I mean,
he peed in the yard.
Yeah.
And they got him on camera doing that. So that's
what they arrested him for.
Yeah, because guess what? Licking a doorbell isn't illegal.
No, but trespassing is, and you're on their property. You're kind of just right there.
But he was just standing on their, at the door.
It's still their property.
It's not. Well, yeah, but it's not trespassing. You can't. If you don't have a sign that says no trespassing.
You don't need a sign that says no trespassing. If it's your property, it's your property. I'm sure you can take that up.
But the UPS guy comes up and touches your doorbell.
Yeah, but he has some permission.
Trespassing.
And he's not loitering around. Here you have 3 hours.
How did he have your permission? You didn't even know he was coming.
No, but here's what we're saying. You can easily take this guy to court, even without that. You're talking about 3 hours of sitting there right in front of your door, licking your doorknob. Yeah, you can get him on that.
Doorbell.
What you know what I'm saying?
But what's the crime? Really?
Yeah.
You can get him on. I'm sure. I'm not an attorney here. I guess we could call Nick Ricada. But I'm sure you can try to get him.
We'll have to ask Nick.
Or just loitering around or something. Because that right there is pretty messed up.
It's creepy as fuck. And the guy had to have been on something or off of something.
Yeah, I still wonder if it. Never mind. I was gonna say I wondered if it was Nicky.
Nicholas Passion. Oh no,
yeah,
Nicholas Passion has longer hair than this guy. He has long, greasy hair. That's nasty looking. Okay, next story.
All right, what's next?
Jeff Bezos has no prenup and now is braced for a record $137 billion divorce.
Well, you go from the richest man to not anymore. Get a prenup, guys.
The law in his state says 50-50 division is the law.
Wait a minute. Isn't he Seattle?
Yeah. He's in Washington, right?
Yeah. Yep. I don't think that's... So this is what... when I had reason to talk to a divorce lawyer, I was told that in our state, when there are no dependent children involved, the state assumes that two adults can sort things out themselves and decide.
Do they have children?
No. This states divorces are only granted based on irretrievable breakdown and considered no fault, as demanded by the Washington State Constitution. That means all assets and property not inherited or gifted to one spouse by name are considered communal property, owned by both spouses, and as such have to be divided equally.
No, they do not have to be. That's what I'm saying. That's what
I know, but
that's what the lawyer told me. That the state says, hey, you're adults. You guys sort it out. And if it seems more or less reasonable to the courts, okay.
Man, that's scary,
that's
though.
What this says.
That's scary because,
this says that it has to be divided equally. So I don't know. I mean,
if that article
I
is
can
true,
I can tell you from firsthand experience that it does not have to be. It does not have to be equal.
Ooh, man. So what it sounds like is this could be kind of messy. It'd be real messy.
It looks like it.
And divorce documents are usually public, so you can get that information. Is some dirty laundry is going to come out unless they. Well, it's kind of too late now. I mean, just the screenshot I have on the stream right now. I'm looking at it. I have several questions. One, did Jeff Bezos lose a fight when he was a kid? Because what the hell's wrong with his eye? What's going on there?
Oh my God.
The other thing is,
really,
for someone who's the wealthiest man in the world, I mean, she's not.
He's not real smart.
Well,
she's what?
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know. I mean,
she's not that hot. It's what
yeah.
You say.
Come on now. Come on. She's like average. She's like average.
Hey, Becky, did they meet at work?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Oh, that's too bad, because that would just be rich.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so much irony.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would almost have to, because, running a company like Amazon is, like almost a 24-hour job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, for the people he employs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm still thinking, if Trump can get like a supermodel and he's like, him, and this guy gets, but I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. But now they're getting divorced, so I guess it didn't work out between them. I don't know what the hell happened between them. I don't know if he was cheating on her or she was cheating on him, or, I mean, they have all the money, so it's not a money problem. I mean, what the fuck? Maybe she wants kids, he doesn't. I mean, what happened?
Maybe his stuff fell off. I don't know.
I mean, but he runs Amazon. He can get like, a
he
fake
could buy
dick.
one.
Listen,
yeah, he could buy one.
I'll tell you exactly what it was.
Oh, what was it?
He was never home.
And the problem with that would be.
So the upside was that he was never home. The downside was he was never home. And she's like, you know what? Now she's thinking supermodel, and $100+ billion will, that'll get some attention.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something else interesting about Washington state divorce laws. We have one county in eastern Washington that you can file in an uncontested divorce with no dependent children. You can file for divorce by mail.
Oh, wow.
And you never have to set foot in a court.
Interesting.
And you can file from anywhere in that county.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that. Learning something.
Yeah.
Learning something. Look at that.
I think this one's contested, though.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because that's going to be messy. We're going to hear more about this later on.
This is going to be crazy.
Bad.
What else we got, Becky?
Oh, Lord. Doctors warn women against putting wasp nest in their vaginas.
And your vajayjays?
Yeah.
Why is this? What? Okay, I have so many questions. Like, what? One, Why is this a thing? 2, why do you have to warn people against it?
Well, I can answer one.
Well, you know.
Oh, go ahead.
First of all, it says women are being warned against trying a bizarre new trend that suggests using ground-up wasp nest to tighten and rejuvenate their vaginas.
Why? Don't women hate men? I mean, come on now.
The product is reportedly crushed into a paste and applied topically. And it has a listing on ecstasy, which now being removed, claiming it can improve a woman's sex life.
There's videos of this on YouTube, isn't there? There's videos on YouTube of some women talking about how well this works and all this shit. I mean, I'm gonna look this up. I know. I found something interesting too. Having a hint, if we'll talk about this, that apparently Gwyneth, what was her last name? Paltrow.
Gwyneth Lunatic Paltrow.
She sells shit like this. She sells like wasp eggs to be used in this sort of way. And it's, of course, she's the same crazy one who sells stickers that apparently have healing properties and things like that. This is part.
Wait a minute, wasp eggs?
Yeah, wasp eggs. She sells wasp eggs
to put in your.
Yeah.
And your.
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
What's the purpose of that?
Because according to Gwyneth's Goop, whatever health company, bullshit. It's good for you, apparently.
It's all natural.
It's all natural. It's naturally bullshit.
Natural. Well, so is fucking mud, but I ain't putting mud in my vagina.
Yeah, you know what else is? You know what else is natural?
Yeah,
shit, piss, and anthrax.
Yeah,
100% natural.
So is arsenic.
Yep.
It is. It is. So this kind of answers the first question. People like Gwyneth, who kind of pushes shit, and people eat it up and buy it. I mean, it's just stupid people. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy. But you wouldn't think you would have to tell people, don't put a wasp nest in your vajayjay. That's not a good idea.
You know, women get all defensive when guys call them crazy, and then they turn around and do shit like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you say about that, Becky? Huh? Score 1 for men. What about for you? I'm keeping points.
First of all, I'm not going to stick a wasp nest anywhere near any part of my body, much less there.
Okay. So you might not be crazy. Okay.
Well, I probably am crazy, but I am not stupid. There's a difference.
Stupid crazy. Okay, you're not stupid crazy.
Well, yeah, I'm not. But this comes from the same man that decided snorting cinnamon, eating bull balls, and having his crack waxed was a good idea.
I didn't say that. I'm sorry. The person who made that comment wasn't me. I just laughed about it. I just asked you, what do you think? I'm looking for a rebuttal for him. But eating, first of all, but I can answer that. Eating bull balls are a delicacy, man.
Okay,
that's
sir, your wife sure didn't think so.
Well, delicacy is in the eye of the beholder.
In the backyard.
Yeah.
Delicacy is snooty talk for this is really bad tasting.
Mm-hmm.
This is really bad tasting and makes my fart smell like shit. And my wife makes me sleep in the shed for 3 days.
And snorting cinnamon, that was just to help my sinuses. That's what that was for. Yeah.
No.
I was clogged up.
We have video proof of that is not so.
And then, what was the other thing? Oh, have my crack wax. That's so I can have a healthy.
That's just a dare.
Yeah.
That's not
healthy
the same
pooper?
thing.
I'm not shoving a wasp nest in my ass. You know?
we can arrange that, you know.
Nope.
The
Not doing that.
the things that we're talking about with Jesse, they are unpleasant, but they aren't dangerous.
You don't think having hot wax poured in your butt crack is dangerous?
Well, clearly not, or it'd be outlawed.
Well,
well, I guess wasp nest insertion is not illegal either.
Yet.
Well, neither is waxing your ass crack, but they haven't waxed Jesse's ass crack yet either. So.
Well, so there's that. Yeah.
it's gonna be pleasant. It's gonna be so pleasant. I'm gonna be like, all right, thank you.
And Jesse has. We have a friend that wants to come and do it for him, and he won't let him.
My wife has
The
it.
Samoan guy?
Oh, not that guy. Not that
The
guy.
Samoan guy?
Oh
Not him.
no.
But trust me, my wife wants to do this. As much time as I put into this show, if it will let her do that, she's going to do it. It's going to be.
So this is kind of like wife gets revenge.
Yeah, that's what.
I like this.
It's going to
This
be
is
even
kind of
better.
like your wife wants to wax your butt crack, kind of like I want to tase my brother.
Very much so. Very much. Yeah.
Okay, I understand this completely.
Mm-hmm.
Go, Mrs. Deadman.
That's right. So, last on the story is, ladies, don't shove fucking, like,
Don't
right.
shove shit you ain't supposed to put in there. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Don't have a
I mean,
semen
no light
smoothie.
bulbs. Yeah, no light bulbs. No
Hamsters.
horse hooves. No hamsters. No wasp nest. No bird eggs. No nothing. Just wieners and
Dildos.
That's
and
it.
tampons.
Well, yeah, and water.
And don't fucking listen to Gwyneth Paltrow for health
Yeah,
advice.
she's a dumb twat.
Yeah. I mean, she sells
Do not
stickers.
listen to her.
She sells stickers.
I just called her a dumb twat. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, she sells stickers saying that they have healing properties. I'm sorry, it's just paper. What are you talking
What
about?
the hell?
Yeah, not even LSD. Jesus.
No, it's not. You can't lick it and get high or whatever. It's just,
Have you tried?
no, I haven't bought any for shit. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm missing out.
Well, see, there you go.
Maybe I'm just a hater.
Damn you. No.
One last thing I can talk about is what Brad Pitt. Apparently, Brad Pitt's mom is blaming Angelina Jolie for ruining him.
Oh, I saw that.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie.
Dumb as shit.
Okay, I can kind of believe that because
Yeah, I can believe that's
this
good.
is a whole different kind of lunatic woman.
Well,
Yeah.
I can kind of buy that.
Well,
Actually,
there's a reason why. Go ahead, Becky. I don't want to
I never
mansplain.
thought she was crazy until,
What?
pretty recently. But maybe I was, maybe I didn't know
maybe you weren't.
anything about
there
it.
were stories. There were
Well,
stories
it's
floating
probably-
around about her.
So many.
Oh, really?
Like, doesn't she have the blood of Billy Bob Thornton? Does she have a vial of his blood?
Yeah, on a necklace.
Didn't they have sex
Well,
in the
when
car
they were
while
married,
they're
I
driving?
think. What?
I thought they had sex
On the
in the
car?
car. No, in the car while they're driving.
Becky's like, so?
Well,
Well,
while he was
shut
driving.
up, SK.
I mean, getting a BJ is
driving
one
and she was
thing.
Yeah,
doing
like,
what?
I mean, you can't see
And?
through her. Fuck. But I mean,
What? Jesse. Never mind.
I'm just
Okay.
saying. I'm just saying. She's a freak. She's a freak. She is. She's the crazy one. Okay. He was with
Okay, well, I can
sweetheart.
see her being a freak. God.
I mean, she was with like what, Jennifer Aniston, the sweetheart. But when he was working on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, he saw her. Something happened. Something happened on that set. Probably in that.
I can tell you what happened.
Well, we all know what happened. She's a sex
Well,
fiend
exactly. Well,
psycho,
there you
man.
go.
she gave him head, and he never had that experience before. It's like, oh shit, can do things that Jennifer would never do. Grim Reaper. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She is a, and by the way, ladies, I say this with respect. Believe me, the psycho crazy sex fiend, like there's a place for them. There's a place. As someone who has loved
somewhere, you know where that place is? Somewhere else.
But because they're the type, but they give good head, they fuck like crazy, they've drained, and they ruin. They take your soul, man.
That kind of crazy. It's really exciting for a minute.
Yeah, for the first 10 minutes, and then it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, and when it doesn't, like, taper down at any point ever, it's
the other.
So I've read.
I don't know about USK, but the other thing about this kind of crazy is that they have a way. If you stay in for too long, they have a way to try to trap you in. Oh, they have many ways to trap you in. They know what makes you happy, if you know what I mean, and they know how to kind of like keep you from leaving if you stay a little too long, like threats and stuff. We're talking hostile threats, like I'll knife you if you leave, I'll kill you if you leave, shit like that. Oh my, like what the fuck? I had to get out of there real fast.
I've never been threatened with violence. If I were to leave or break things off, I think I've been fairly fortunate in that regard.
You haven't?
No, I have. I never have.
That's good. That's good.
Has somebody ever said that to you, Jesse?
Yes, and it was a weird moment.
Really?
It was a weird moment.
I'm sure it was.
She had a knife in her hand and everything.
That's never. Are you serious? Oh my god!
I'm serious. I was like, well, honestly, my response was like, that's stupid.
I mean, I've known women who are capable of violence on that and other levels, but never directed at me.
I cannot imagine.
She must have done a lot of things with Brad. Kept him happy for a while. You see, he bought into that, Yeah. And yeah. I kind of feel for the guy, He got out, got away. He did.
It took a while.
It did. It maybe took a little too long, but he got out. That's good. Just run away. Don't worry about what happens with the kids. Just run away.
These type of situations, whether it's male or female doing the controlling, it's a type of abuse. It's like a cult. It's like a 2-person cult.
Mm-hmm. Can be.
Yeah, and there's a lot of brainwashing going on.
Oh, definitely. They get into your heads, man. They twist the narrative around, and you start believing what they say. Man,
that's wrong.
It is wrong. But I think that's the end of the news, and we don't have any horrible covers or anything. So we're kind of at the end here. But
can we talk about the new thing we're doing tomorrow a little bit so people can be prepared?
Sure. Wait, what's
the
new
thing tomorrow, everybody?
What's the new thing tomorrow?
The new thing tomorrow. I don't really have a name for it yet. We'll come up with something. But we're going to take questions. I personally, and the rest of the team, we're going to take questions and answer we're going to take questions if you want advice from SK.
That's right. Advice questions. Gotcha.
Yeah, we are not taking advice from Becky. That would be really, really bad. No.
I mean, we can take.
No.
We can get answers from Becky, and at the end, we'll always say, "Don't do that."
Don't try this at home.
Whatever Becky says, do the opposite.
Right.
So I'm gonna come prepared with your questions, particularly like relationship questions or interpersonal. What's the word? Fuck. Interpersonal questions about how you interact with other human beings,
like advice,
that
like
kind of shit.
Relationship advice, maybe some
how
to deal with friends, deal with crazy psychos,
emotional baggage.
Okay,
right?
Confidence,
dating.
Ooh, get some dating advice from SK. Spread the word. Spread the word, Ralph.
To have an answer.
Spread the word. Let people know that tomorrow we need people to send.
SK's on it.
SK is gonna give you some advice. They'll take care. They'll solve your problems. Let's do that.
Change your life forever.
That's right.
Just like that. Boom. Done.
You know what? We need some artwork for that. Becky,
yes,
some
sir.
artwork
I'm
for
on
that.
it.
Okay. Maybe like a Dr. Phil sort of thing.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
The doctor is in with SK.
Something with brain surgery.
Oh, okay.
No. Oh my God, we're so screwed. We're going to hell.
We need a picture of that jar in the brain in the jar that's labeled Abby Normal.
And the number of serial killers across the United States just went up.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Deadman Stone podcast. Please press that thumbs up button, subscribe, share. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.